Great.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Pick Six Podcast. It's my guy Ty. How we doing today?
Good. How about you?
Man, I'm good, man. Getting back into the school schedule. It's been busy, but no complaints. We got a lot of football to talk about. It's been some interesting games, to say the least, especially when we get to college football, man. But if you're watching, make sure you like to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on episode and the games that we had this past weekend. So, without further ado, man, we're gonna start with the first game. Last week, Thursday's game, we had the Commanders versus the Packers. Packers ended up winning this game convincingly, I might add. Jaden Daniels got hurt, knee injury. He could be a couple weeks. Nonetheless, man, what was your thoughts on that game?
Wasn't a surprise. I was more surprised with the Packers. I was really going into that game to see, can the Packers pretty much replicate what they did in week one? Because if they can, that pretty much tells me, okay, they're a legit threat. The thing with Washington, we always felt like, yeah, Washington can make the playoffs. But when it comes to the top teams in the NFC, do we see them being better than them? Do we see them even beating them? No. Washington still has some things to work out. I feel like they're not a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. They're a playoff team. The only way they're not a playoff team is obviously their quarterback is still hurt. But I don't know. I was very surprised with the Packers because the Packers definitely look like the truth right now.
Absolutely. I will say Commanders definitely need to improve that run game. I believe they should have kept Brian Robinson. I know they've seen some flashes and some promise in their rookie running back and running back by committee, but I think they should have just slowly worked the rookie running back into some more snaps. And considering Austin Eckler is going to be out for the season with a torn Achilles, Brian Robinson would have been the perfect guy to plug in and who's familiar with the offense and kind of help lead the rookie running back throughout the season. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I want to make sure I get his name right. But Jaden Daniels, he didn't look too good, man. He hasn't looked really good this start of the season. He was 24 for 22, I believe, this game. 200 yards exact, 2 TDs. But, and excuse me if you hear that background noise, we got the ice cream truck outside. But nonetheless, I thought they were just a bad overall game from a play calling standpoint. I think Cliff Kingsbury could have executed a better play calling game against Green Bay. But I think this was more about the Packers than it is the Commanders. From the Packers side of things, hey, my boy Jordan Love looking like a top 10 quarterback. He's looking good. I know they lost Jaden Reed with the collarbone injury, unfortunately, but they haven't even really get Matthew Golden into the offense yet. So it's still a lot to see there, and that should be promising. But go ahead. You was going to say something?
Nah, I was going to say pretty much I feel like Jaden Daniels I feel like he has been good. Obviously, it's not what he was doing last year because it was the first time seeing it. The only worry I have for them right now, like you said, one was the run game because they stopped trusting Brian Robinson. But the run game was never established with or without him to begin with. So that did nothing for them in hindsight, if you really think about it. And the other thing, the connection with Terry isn't isn't there anymore. I'm confused because I'm confused why Debo Samuel's leading the team in targets
Please don't get me started on
and
that.
catches.
Terry McLaurin has given me nothing in fantasy. Which, by the way, because I always brag when I win, I can talk about when I lose. Peso put belt to ass, but there's a caveat to that. There's a huge caveat. Josh Allen did not play the rest of that game. Nose fractured nose, I believe, something like that. But there was no need to put him back in, to be honest.
Yeah, you would have lost by 40 instead of 70. That's
yeah, it is what it is. But that's not even the worst of it. I had a terrible weekend with fantasy because in my paid league, I have at work, which, by the way, they did a 16-man league. I don't understand why, and they removed kickers. Like I don't understand. I had Joe Burrow, so you can tell my weekend was really, really fun. And I also had Jared Goff on the bench and Wan'Dale Robinson, so that just adds salt to the wound. But nonetheless, to your point, the running game was always a big question. The offensive line didn't really look too good. I think he was down 2 tackles on that line, so that made it a little bit more of an uphill climb. But more about the Packers. That defense is legit. And what's so beautiful about having Michael Parsons on that front four is now corners like Nixon can shine because they can be a little bit more aggressive because they know they're going to get that front foot against pressure. So now they can play the ball a little bit more, be more of a ball hawk. You already have McKinney back there as well. So I love what they're doing in Green Bay. The NFC North looks like it's going to be a three-headed monster with, of course, the Bears being the worst team, as I stated.
Three-headed.
You got Minnesota, Detroit, and Green Bay. No, Detroit's still gonna be in the hunt, man. They just got too many. There's too many.
Yeah, I'm saying probably 2.5 monster.
Fernando, what's up, man? Appreciate you joining up.
I still don't trust the Vikings. You still trust the Vikings?
Yes, I do. I'm staying on that.
I mean, I respectfully don't respect Detroit in Minnesota right now because all that told me was the Chicago Bears still suck.
And we might have to start having some combos about Caleb about it by the end of the season if he continues down this path. But yes, I still have faith in the Packers. I'm actually gonna pull up the predictions we had. For those who are watching,
I think the Packers take the division, but I don't think it's three-headed monster.
For those who's watching right now, this was before the season started, so this is the hot part we're going to focus on the NFC North. My list is right here and on the right. I think Taz is in the middle. Yep.
Yeah.
Ace is on the left. Huge caveat for my list. And again, this was made before the Michael Parsons trade. So I want to put that out there for those watching. Because with the Micah trade, I'll probably put the Vikings at third now. But records will still be kind of similar, like 1 game differences, maybe even division tiebreakers. So the top 3 will probably be the same, just flip it. McCarthy being out for a couple weeks with the sprained ankle definitely might hurt my Vikings pick, but we'll see for sure. But real quick before we move to the next game, back to the Packers.
They got Carson Wentz, man. Trust
the Vikings. They got KOC.
Exactly, in Carson Wentz.
We'll see what Carson can do, man. Fernando went in the comment: Packers versus the Eagles in the NFC Championship game. It's funny you said that because I think I had that as the matchup last year. So I had the Packers winning until they fumbled the bag. Wait, was it last year or the year before? I can't even remember. But I think it was last year. But anyway, nonetheless, that front forward, Rashawn Gary, Mike, and that crew was, oh my God, bro. I pray for these offensive lines because they're gonna have a lot to deal with if they can stay healthy. Plus, it seems like Tucker Kraft might potentially can get into that top 12 tight end position if he can consistently put up numbers. Best game of his life by far. But again, I was never too high on the Commanders back end, so take that with a grain of salt. But never said the Michael Parsons trade was the dumbest trade in the modern time.
It's not the
Yeah.
dumbest.
If you categorize it for the NFL,
Nah,
probably.
I think that David Johnson trade by far is
Yeah.
still worse than this.
Oh my God! How can we forget about the David
I
Johnson?
think this was more. This was like an NBA trade when you have a upset superstar who's not getting that contract. That's all it is.
I will say to your point though, this could have been this is probably the most preventable trade ever, because if Jerry and the family would have just took care of business years prior, this would never been an issue. But
Well, by not giving Dak that money.
what I will say to add on to your point is, it seems like they might as well move Trayvon Diggs too at this point, because we will get to that Giants game. But ain't like he wanted to be out there the way he was giving up.
Yeah, the way he was letting them burn,
like
burn him, right?
Hey Trayvon, I'm looking at the camera for this. Hey, Mr. Diggs, sir, if you would have told me you was gonna give up that many 9 routes, I would have put Wan'Dale Robinson in. I had him sit on the bench, and he gave up he had like 35 points. Call me next time when y'all play the Giants, please, because that was a free win for me last week. If I knew that was going to be the case, but like I said, the Packers defense is great, but there's still more food on the bone. They got to handle business moving forward. Now we're gonna move to the next game, and I might just leave up these predictions on the screen, people to see, because the very next game we're gonna actually spend very minimal time on this because there's not much to talk about. Patriots, Dolphins. I'll let Ty take it away because he said the Dolphins have Drake May looking like who in our private chat.
Well, he had him looking like every legend quarterback you ever seen out there. But this was just
two mid teams.
Yeah, two bad teams just battling it out, and especially the last 8 minutes back to back returns for a touchdown. Like, what are we doing right now?
Battle of the ugly chicks or the mids. That's what we're doing. All right,
pretty much what I said last week, still stands. The Dolphins need to blow it up.
Hey, Miami.
I still think the Patriots suck, but like I said, they face the Dolphins twice, so they can easily get 2 wins. All right? They already got one; they could go get the other.
I will say this. Hey, Kansas City, Miami, get on that phone. Well, I'll work out a deal. Y'all go ahead and just send that boy Tyreek back to Kansas City, because it's time to blow that up. Poor Jaden Waddle. He's been an afterthought in his draft class as a receiver. A lot of it due to injuries and unfortunate circumstances, but he should have been much better at this point. But again, that offense, I think Mike McDaniel is he ain't got no backbone. And what I mean by that is he's not really putting in a real good identity for this team to where they can have some pride and stand on something. I don't want to call the team soft, but that they play like it. And I'm not talking about the players, because the players put in a lot of work just to get prepared for those Sundays.
Go search up what Mike McDaniels was doing before he got hired by the Dolphins. That lets you know.
It's just unfortunate, man. It looked like they should have kept Brian Flores, but we know how that situation went abrupt. So we don't have to speak too much on that. But in hindsight, I will say I'm actually happy Justin Herbert did not go to the Dolphins and he's on the Chargers now with Harbaugh. Looking at it in hindsight, because we all know Brian Flores did not, from the reports, he didn't want to. He wanted Justin Herbert, which the man got good taste, but that's neither here nor there. Moving on, we're gonna go to the very next game. Oh, before I do that, shout out to the special teams. That was the only good thing about this game. The special teams for both teams. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Punt return get returned and the kick return gets returned right after. Crazy, good for the young crowd, but shout out to that. But there was nothing much else to see for this game. The next game, the unfortunate news for me, the Bengals and the Jaguars. Bengals end up winning this game 31-27. Joe Burrow did get hurt, and he has been diagnosed with a grade 3 turf toe, which, in all purposes, he basically broke his toe. There's ligaments in the toe that's broken. I think he already had surgery this week, but he's expected to miss at least 3 months. And considering how grade 3s are, he can even miss the rest of the whole season, depending on his rehab and stuff. So Jake Browning is the starting quarterback now. But I heard there's been some calls for some potential quarterbacks to go there. If I'm Cincinnati, I'll call Atlanta and see what's going on with Kirk Cousins. But then again, with that O-line, who the hell want to be back there anyway? But nonetheless, Cincinnati handles business. Jacksonville falls short. And I got to say, man, BTJ, I don't know what the hell was going on in that game. He was dropping so many passes. He was selling the bag. And that was a BS pass interference call they called on Travis in that game. But I'm going to let you get your thoughts off on this game.
Well, you pretty much summarized the game. Burrow out for 3 months. Goodbye Cincinnati playoff hopes, because they'll probably be in the hunt, because you still have 2 number 1 wide receivers, in my opinion. In their schedule, they can beat bum teams. But I don't know. I feel like Cincinnati has no luck ever since they drafted Burrow, really. Because Burrow got hurt his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the Super Bowl after, then pretty much hasn't done anything since. Then, yeah, Jacksonville. First of all, I want to blame Brian Thomas, but then, like, at the same time, why is he getting all those targets?
He got a couple hospital balls. I'm not gonna lie.
Like,
Trevor Lawrence, I don't know what's going on with
he's
the
just
law.
like forcing it to him most of the time. Although he is dropping the ball, but I don't know. I don't like that. I guess since Travis was playing more defense, maybe that hurt their scheme on offense, because it looked like 2 completely different offenses from week 1 and week 2. And we know the Bengals defense is trash, so I was very confused by that. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I want to add on some more things real quick before we move to the next game. I believe we're a few. I might be generous when saying few, but that's given because they just hired him. I think we're a couple of games away from potentially getting a new coach in there at Jacksonville too. Because I don't know, from the things I'm seeing from Liam Cohen, it's giving me Mike McDaniels 2.0. And that's not what Jacksonville needs right now.
Nah, but like, do we not blame Trevor?
Oh, I'm about to get to that too.
That's what I'm saying. When we're gonna start blaming Trevor, I'm not gonna blame the head coach we just got.
Nah, I'm not feeling that.
Because then at this point, unless you're trying to say do both.
Yeah, so that's what I was about to get to.
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling the coach. I'm not feeling the vibe. I'm getting from the team. Like, I seen that clip of him post game talking to the team. Like, that tells me everything I need to know. Like, they look disinterested, and that's giving me Miami vibes all over again right now. It's funny because both teams are in Florida, unfortunately. So I don't think he's going to last long if they continue to go down this slope. Now, can things change? Sure, and he could probably change my perspective. But to the T-Loss component, I think it's time to start having that conversation about him if he can't get this together. because we knew what it was with him coming out of Clemson. The next great hope, so to speak, one of the best prospects is Andrew Luck, given the frame, the ability, all this stuff, the long quote unquote Jesus hair, like all the whole shebang, and he hasn't performed outside of that one game against the Chargers in the playoffs. Like they have underperformed many times. He has not looked like a generational number one overall pick. Same as Caleb in Chicago. Although we're gonna be more lenient with Caleb because it's only year 2, opposed to T-Law, which I think is what, year 4, 5, and he got the extension. Yeah, no. I'm running thin on patience with T-Law. And my next thing I was gonna bring up and ask you is, what did you think about the play at the end of the game where with the miscommunication with Travis, I think the linebacker? And I think, and the reason I'm asking because I think he played a little bit more snaps on offense than he did defense. And I think with him shuffling so much on both sides of the ball, the preparation might have been a slip up on whether or not what was supposed to be the responsibility between him and the linebacker on that last play. It could have been him in the drop, but he went to the curl, I believe it was, in opposed to the linebacker playing the flat, vice versa. But what was your thoughts on that last play?
I'm honestly, I didn't read into much on the last play because that's just prime miscommunication right there. So it in my personal opinion, how the game was going, it shouldn't even come down to that last play because Browning got in the game second quarter, and they managed to pick him off 3 times. Off the 3 picks alone in 3 quarters, this team should be blowing the Bengals out. But the fact that it was even a close game because the offense wasn't doing anything, so pretty much you're just 2 Brian Thomas drops away from punting the ball. Now Travis Hunter got to go back on defense. Like, I mean, it should even come down to the last play. That's why I was very upset with Jacksonville, more so the offense, because I feel like the defense was doing all they could, honestly.
Fair enough, man. We're gonna move right along to the game of the week. Unexpectedly, I might add, Cowboys and Giants. This game went to overtime, man. The Cowboys won 40-37. They improved to 1-1 while the the Giants dropped 0-2 with the next game at home, I believe, up against the Chiefs. What was your thoughts on this game, man? It was a classic between Russ and Dak.
First of all, that was prime Russ out there.
His best game of his career from a statistic standpoint.
Well, yeah, because Trayvon Diggs was just letting everybody through.
Him and Deron play. Oh my god, dude! Yeah. I'll let you continue.
Honestly, this was pretty much the NFC version of Patriots versus Dolphins. But this was actually 2 good. I mean, 2 decent. 2 better quarterbacks in my opinion. I mean, it was a good game. Malik Neighbors, oh my god, that play, that
Top
play.
5?
Oh my god, top 5 wide receiver. First of all, I'll save that for later. I'll get to that later.
He looking like a young Chase out there.
But when he mossed the defender, oh my god, that's how the Giants should be. And I think the Giants, I think they finished with like 7, 8 wins. They can do it. I didn't. The one thing I didn't like about the game, well, I didn't like that I saw, was that whole day ball trying to flip through quarterbacks. That low key cost
Yeah,
them the game. Low key, if you
that
really think
was
about it,
like
because
I was
I don't
confused
know.
on that, especially with the way Russ was playing.
I
I
was
didn't
like,
understand
what
that.
are we doing? I'm like, did Russ just get hurt? Oh no, you're just swapping quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Each play is crazy, bro.
Russell
Crazy.
Russell damn near had a perfect game, 30 for 41, 3 touchdowns, 450 yards passing, while also 23 yards on the ground. And he threw the most inopportune and costly pick in the overtime game. But Dak Prescott on the other side of the ball, 38 for 52, 361 yards passing, 2 tubs and an interception as well. But the run game looked good for Dallas too. Javonte Williams had 18 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. CD Lamb went crazy for 9 receptions for a buck 12. Then you have Jake Ferguson with 9 for 78. Pickens with a crucial touchdown. He went 5 for 68. But them Giants, them boys went crazy. Malik Neighbors, 9 for 167, 2 touchdowns. Wandell Robinson, 8 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown. Then even Darius Slayton had 2 for 61. Man, I was shocked to see Wandell Robinson had that much points in fantasy. He was just sitting on my bench because I wasn't taking him out for putting him in for Terry McLaurin or anyone else. So, but yeah, that was a fun game to watch. But the real MVP of this game is neither one of those quarterbacks. Brandon Aubrey is the best kicker I have ever seen in my life. I'm not saying he's the best to ever play in the NFL, but from a talent standpoint and what he can do with that freaking titanium leg of his, 64-yard field goal, and it was clean, smooth. That mug leg was about to go 75 yards. They're like a kid that just kept going, and then the ice the game in overtime. Like
he's gonna hit a 70 one day.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have been mad at him if he went to the middle of the field and did the Shador. I wouldn't have been mad because that's what he was out there looking like. Shador in Colorado when he in the clutch, Jordan in the finals, like he was just ice cold, man. He's their secret weapon. And then there was a comment saying impressive win by the Cowboys. Yes, absolutely. Terrible loss for the Giants. I think the Giants win that game if Russ doesn't throw that pick. And it was so bad because you watching on replay, Neighbors is doing an out, and Rush is like throwing it like it was a seam or a bang, and it's like he made the defense look good for once there. But what do you think is going to happen this upcoming weekend? Do you think the Giants go 0-3, or will it be the Chiefs going 0-3? Because that front four can get pressure, but in that way that offense is looking, they can probably beat up on the Chiefs defense, considering all they got is McDuffie in the backfield.
Damn, what a year. Like just ask that question one more time. Like
Who's gonna go
who
0-3?
who has a better why is this even a question? It should 100% be the Giants going 0-3. But if Travis Kelsey wants to make a bonehead play another week
Oh,
like
that
he did
game
the
was
last 2 weeks,
terrible.
then yeah, they can go 0-3. But no, the Chiefs got more to play for, honestly. They can't start 0-3.
I will say this game is in New York. I'm gonna fact check that. Yep, it's in New
Yeah, it's in
York
New York.
Sunday night. So that's gonna be tough. I mean, New York's not an easy place to play in, but I don't know, man. Considering how putrid that defense looks in Kansas City, outside of Chris Jones, who's not the same Chris Jones, but he's still really, really good at D tackle, and Trent McDuffie, because the other corners is so bad. I feel like the Giants can win this game. Now, am I expecting Russ to put up 450 yards passing? No, because if he does that, or he even gets to 355, I don't see how the Giants lose this game. I just don't. But the reason why I'm kind of confident in them potentially winning this game is even if the running game's not good, which I think the run game might not be as good, because the one thing Kansas City did really well, and we're going to talk about that once we get to their game, was stop the run against Philly. Even if the Chiefs can stop the run against the Giants, I don't think they can cover long enough against Neighbors and Wandell if Wandell's getting open and getting easy looks. So We'll see. It is crazy that accident 2025 will the Chiefs go 0-3. This is the first time Mahomes has been 0-2 in the NFL. I think first time since he was in high school, something they said, which is kind of crazy. But all in all, man, it was a great game between the Cowboys and the Giants. Next game we're going to touch base on, we won't spend too much time on this. Bears and Lions. This was an ass whooping, to say the least. Belt to ass. And of course, I had Jared Goff on the bench for Joe Burrow. So, Jared Goff threw for 5 touchdowns. Ben Johnson was real sour, and as he should be, you got hung with 52 points on your head. Going back home to Detroit, where you made your name to get beat the way you did. Yeah, I wouldn't be as happy either. But what was your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I take back everything I ever said about the Bears. Honestly, this is just the same old Bears. They sold me.
Ben Johnson's not gonna save
Well,
him?
nah. Just like Fernando said, they're still trash. This franchise is cursed. I'm convinced because they sold me on the hope in like literally. I swear that first half of the Vikings game, week 1, that looked amazing. After that, I could have closed my eyes and I would have thought Mitchell Trubisky was still out there, bro.
It's sad because they've invested so much in that old line too. And DeAndre Swift is much better than what was been able to see, but online can't
Nah,
block.
they gotta they need something new because
He has to do
Swift.
better at reading the gaps. I'll say that. But the
Yeah,
online
he
really
just picks up quick 3-4 yards and that's it. But I don't know. Caleb's vision isn't there. I don't know.
this ain't USC, my boy. You can't just be running around trying to make a heroic play. You got to take the check downs, throw the ball away. The simple stuff, it matters in the NFL. You can't just be doing all this miraculous stuff every play. It's not gonna work. Like for example, Cam Ward made a hell of a touchdown pass. You can't do that shit every play and every week in the NFL. It's not gonna work. So yeah, Caleb just has to retool. And the crazy thing is, I don't think Ben Johnson is going to bench him because if you do that, then all hell's gonna break loose in Chicago. But I will say, patience is gonna start running a lot more thin as the weeks go on and this continues. Fernando also said Caleb is a flop. Now, Todd, do you believe Caleb Williams is a flop or is it too soon to call?
It's too soon, in my personal opinion, because I can't call Drake May a flop. So I don't think it's enough time. But this season matters. So we'll see.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Next game, we have the Rams, Titans. Stafford throws 2 touchdowns, and they ruined the home opener for Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans, who fall 0-2 on the season thus far. What was your thoughts on your Rams?
Puka Nakua is top 5. I just want to say that.
He's a top 5. What?
What else would he be top 5 in?
Long hair?
Top 5 wide receiver.
Is Jamar Chase.
Yep. And
Jetta.
Justin Jefferson. Yep. It stops right there.
He better than Malik Neighbors?
Yes.
He's better than AJ Brown?
For the AJ Brown doesn't even play wide receiver anymore. So you don't even count. You don't even go.
Yeah, that's not right, yo. Nah.
Production matters. I'm telling you. Bro.
Top 5 is crazy though. I don't know if I can get
How
with
is he
that.
not top 5?
I don't think. Okay, so he's
Even
not.
if you have him at 5, I'll still take it. How's he not
Let
top
me
5?
see. He's not better than. I'm not taking him over. Let me rephrase the better part. I'm not taking him over Chase
Yep, Chase
or
and
Jetta. I
Jettas.
think those are the
Yep.
obvious.
Yeah, those are the obvious ones. We get them out the way.
I'm even going blank right now. It's been a long day. Why am I going blank on the other receivers' names? I'm trying to think of. There's one obvious one. I'm going blank on. Oh my goodness. So it's been those three, and then everyone else falls in line. All right, I said Malik. I'm not taking him over Malik. I'm not taking him over AJ. I'm not taking him over. I still got Terry over him.
Nah, you're wild.
Nah, there's been a.
You don't even got to keep going.
It's a rough start, but I'm still taking Skip
You got to keep
Ward over
going.
him. I think Terry's a better route runner, for sure. Better hands.
Nah, you're wilding. Puka Nakua
I'm
doesn't
taking
drop
Terry over him.
anything. Oh my!
I think Puka got the rack, but Fernando. He's definitely a top wide receiver. I don't know if he's top 10. That's what I'm
top
trying to.
10.
I mean, top
All right.
5. I'm gonna say top 5.
I was about to say. I'm like, wow.
You about to lose it on here? Nah, I meant to say top. He's not top 5. I just don't think he's top 5 yet. And I'm high on Puka, but top 5. Oh, that's the third person I was thinking. I'm not taking CD. I'm not taking him over CD Lamb. Those are the top 3. CD. No, you got Puka over CD Lamb.
Nah, I'll probably give it to CD, but it's all
right. And I'm not the
but
biggest.
that just makes him 4. That just makes him 4.
I'm not because AJ's over him.
AJ Brown doesn't play wide receiver anymore, bro.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still taking Tyreek Hill over Puka. Get Tyreek out of Miami, but I'm taking Tyreek
Production matters. That's all I'm gonna say. Production matters.
The eye test does too, though.
Yeah, but if Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown does nothing for 3 years,
okay, I'm still.
In the last 3 years, homeboy been going off. What am I gonna say?
Okay.
What am I gonna say?
I get from your argument. I'm not even mad at that. What I would say to combat that is situation. Like we know what AJ Brown's dealing with. So
what Jalen Hurts
and the play calling. It's not even Hurts really. You can if you want to put that in there, sure. But I'm just talking about from the play calling standpoint, how they play. They don't pass the ball enough in that out system. They're not like the '90s Cowboys, unfortunately. Because if they were, they would be unbeatable. Comparing that with the putting that together with that defense. Then you look at Tyreek's situation. Tua Tagovailoa. That's all I gotta say.
That just sounds like excuses.
Nah, because you're saying production. I'm giving you facts. Tua ass. Plus he's been hurt. You have what? Who was it? Trevor White throwing Tyreek Hill the ball. That team. You was already saying you got to blow it up. I promise you give Tyreek Hill Matthew Stafford. His numbers would not. He would have had a big dip the way he did due to the situation in Miami. So that's why I said I think Tyreek is still up there in these conversations. He's just, to your point, the numbers don't. It's a little iffy due to circumstance and production. So I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I'm definitely taking Amon-Ra over him. I like Amon-Ra. That's a conversation. That's more of a conversation. If you told me Puka should be over Amon-Ra, I wouldn't even be mad at that. What about Nico Collins?
Okay, bro. Now we just making stuff up.
Nico Collins wasn't in the top 10 conversations?
Go look at Nico Collins' stats.
It's been like
7 good games.
It's been 2 games. It's been 2 games this year, and he got hurt last year too.
2 games this year, yeah. I'm not even trying to count this year.
So wait, going into this season before the first 2 games,
look at the stats. Go look at the stats. Yeah, Puka was over Nico Collins before this season.
I don't know about that. Nico missed how much time last year?
Put Puka Nakua on the Texans. Texans are 2-0 right now.
No, because that O line sucks.
Yeah,
No.
but he doesn't drop anything, so he's literally catching everything for Stroud, bro.
So
I'm
you put
telling you,
Nico Collins on that Rams team. What they do?
get worse,
Yeah, nuts.
get worse.
No, no way. You
Yes,
put AJ Brown on that team. What happens?
they'll they'll probably be the same
You put Tyreek Hill
or
with
probably
Tay
better.
Adams. Put Tyreek Hill with Tay Adams. What happens? Shit.
At this
We,
age, I don't know. I gotta
we
see.
looking at least
I gotta
1,500
see.
and about 8 tubs.
Puka Nakua is about to get 1,500.
You think he's gonna get 1,800, 1,500 this season?
Yes,
Put 50 on that.
I'll put 50 on that.
Let's see
50.
where he at right now. Hold on. Let me see where he at now stat wise. Let's see. Oh, yo ass. No wonder why he's already at 221. Okay. 1,500 yards receiving.
Yes,
I
I'm
can't see. I
shaking
can't.
on it. I'm
All right.
shaking on it.
We 50,
I'm
50
telling
bills
you,
on it. All right, we could do that. I don't know about that, man. I don't
bro.
know. He could do it though. I don't think he's gonna do it this year.
Matthew Stafford can finish a game with 25 attempts. Just know 13 of those targets are going to Puka Nakua.
Hey
And
man,
he's catching at least 9 or 10. I'm telling you, he's different.
I love it, man. It's almost as if they might as well whoever got Puka in our fantasy draft and the pick six just traded to Ty at this point, man. That's his guy. I'm not mad at that, but we shook on it. Fernando, you here first. Those watching here. $50 bet. A little friendly $50 bet. Nothing crazy. Puka Nakua will not get 1,500 yards this season. If he does, I gotta give Ty that 50. And if when he don't, I like my money in Zelle or Apple Pay. But nah, man, we're gonna move right along to the next game. The 49ers and the Saints. Saints ended up losing this game, no surprise there, but Mac Jones looked really, really good in his 49ers starting debut with Brock Purdy on the shelf. And I must say, Kyle Shanahan finally got his guy. Because if those who are new or forgot, the Niners wanted Mac Jones in that draft. He got his guy, and he looked good in this first start, albeit against the Aints. But I want to give a shout out to Spencer Rattler. He looked really good this game. But we all know how bad the Saints are. So, what was your thoughts on this game? We won't spend too much time on it.
I'm honestly, Mac Jones didn't throw an interception. That's why he did have a fumble, but he didn't throw a pick. And that was kind of interesting to see. Yeah, it was just against the Saints. The Saints, honestly, good luck. That's all I gotta say. They're gonna be in some shootouts,
You pray for
but
him.
I don't know. I feel like they just can't. They just feel like a very young team that just can't win a game for some reason.
I want Alvin Kamara somewhere else, man, where he could shine. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alvin Kamara on Washington will be crazy. Crazy. I know they got Derrick Henry, but I'm thinking in the future. Imagine Alvin Kamara in an offense like Baltimore's with Lamar Jackson. That'd be crazy. But yeah, they're a young team. They got a lot of work to do. But I will say there's some bright spots because Jawan Johnson, the tight end, that dude's fucking.
He's been like that though.
I'm
All
just
these quarterbacks.
just look at him on TV though. Fucking, he like a Braun Strowman out there.
Yeah, he does not look like a tight end.
Like the dude, like 6'7", 270, 260. It's a grown ass man right there. He like he be with Brock in Minnesota, just lifting up shit, just tractors and stuff. But he's a bright spot. Also you got Kamara, Chris Olave. Poor Chris Olave, man. He just in a bad situation, which is rare because a lot of these Ohio State quarterbacks of recent time too, they all been balling. Right, and he's in the worst of the situation. I think he can do so much more if he had a better situation around him, and he can stay healthy. That's also the big important part. Moving on, we had the Bills and the Jets. We ain't gonna spend time on this. Buffalo blows out the Jets. Hopefully, Fields comes back healthy. He did get hurt in this game. Uh, Josh Allen had the nose injury. I think he's going to be good to go tonight against the Dolphins. They're 2-0, looking to go 3-0 against the Dolphins tonight. Then we had one of the more questionable games we seen. Seahawks beat the Steelers 31-17. This is one of the games I was not expecting to go this route. However, the Seahawks just ran all over Pittsburgh, which is something that you don't see often against a Mike Tomlin-led defense, where the run game is really dominant. So, any thoughts on this game?
I knew it was too good to be true. Two different. I'm telling you, that Aaron Rodgers we saw week 1 looked like prime Aaron Rodgers. The one we saw versus Seattle looked like Jets Aaron Rodgers. Then on top of that, like you said, they couldn't stop the run whatsoever. Finally, Kenneth Walker
K9.
I'm glad he broke off for that run, because I don't know why they're trying to treat Charbonnet as the one when we all know Kenneth Walker's the one. But that's only one of the problems Seattle has. Then the last thing, pretty much Caleb Johnson
I'm glad you
gave Seattle that win realistically.
I don't know what he was doing in that game. I don't know. I will say this: when you have your running back leading the team in receiving and rushing, and his name is Jalen Warren,
yeah, something's going on.
Something's wrong. And that's not no disrespect or slouch to Jalen Warren. I think he's phenomenal talent and player. But I'm saying that to say when you have other players like Farmouth,
it's just
Jonnu Smith,
checkdowns.
You got Jonnu Smith, Calvin Austin third can hoop. Can ball, hoop ball, same thing. And you have DK Metcalf. This shouldn't be a game like this. You had Sam Darnold throw for almost 300 yards. He threw 2 picks, albeit, but all in all, man, this is a game you can't lose. I think they'll bounce back. So I'm not worried about them, but it's just a head scratcher kind of loss. Then we won't spend too much time on this game, but the Browns get shellacked, mollywopped, belt to ass against the Baltimore Ravens, 41-17, which is rare because typically a division matchup like the Browns and Ravens, it's a little closer than that. They typically give Baltimore a little bit more fits, but not in this game. They did shut down the run as they said they would. Derrick Henry only ran for probably like 30 yards, if not less. But Lamar threw for 4 tubs, and he's proven why I had to change my tune, man. Lamar's the best quarterback in the league, bro. I don't think there's a debate at this point. He's the best quarterback in the league. I love me some Mahomes, but the things Lamar's doing on that field in the run and passing game, that's why people kept talking about he can't pass. He's an elite passer of the ball. As he's been like this for like probably 2 years now, 3 years. Add that with the run game and his elusiveness and how twitchy he is. There's no player in NFL better than Lamar Jackson. And people eat with Lamar because, let me pull up the stat because I want to read off the names. Let me know if you knew who they were.
Yeah.
When you get Devontae, go ahead.
Yeah, say his name.
When you get someone named Devontae Walker, 2 tubs, Tylan Wallace, another tub, and then of course you had D-Hop with that big play. You had someone on the field named Zaire Mitchell Payton, bro.
Yeah, they got deep into their bench,
bro. Like, yes, and Derrick Henry only ran for 23 yards on 11 carries.
He did nothing.
Yeah, I know. That helped me a lot against Peso. Lamar's like, he's one of one, man. He's 19 to 29, 225, 4 touchdowns, no picks. His QBR in the last like 8 games, including last year, he's like a 120. Like, he's been fucking perfect almost every since the end of it's crazy, man. But I'm gonna let you finish what you was about to say.
Nah, I was about to say they just picked up homeboy after his day shift at like Target or something and threw him 2 TDs. Cause
Like,
what was going on?
I'm sorry, man. All he's missing is the ring, but I think you can make an argument for him, even Allen to a certain extent. When you talk about all time quarterback list, they probably in that back end of the tens, possibly. Like you can make the argument. I cannot sit here and say there's 10 quarterbacks that ever played this game better than Lamar Jackson. I just can't. I can't do it. Like I don't think there's 10 that's been better than Lamar Jackson.
You're not taking Joe Namath over Lamar Jackson?
No, no, absolutely not. Troy Aikman, no. Terry Bradshaw, no. I love me some Dan Marino. I'm taking Lamar. Um, and it's really because the gap between Marino and Lamar for me is the ability to run the ball. Because Marino can throw that motherfucker 85, 90, smooth. So I ain't about to argue the arm talent, but it's just he's special, man. Him and Josh. So yeah, that's my take on that. As far as the Browns go, just play Dylan Gabriel. Why the hell y'all got that old ass 40-year-old man out on that field? No respect to Joe Flacco. He don't need to be out there. Just go home. Just go home, bro. Cleveland, if you're not gonna play Shador or Dylan, just go get Kirk Cousins. At this point, I'd rather see him out there. He can get you some wins. He can still play. Because that's all they had, and it's sad because they have the pieces. They got the defense. They got pieces on offense. They ain't got no damn quarterback. Well, they got one, but they ain't trying to play him. We know for other reasons. But any other thoughts on this game before we move on? And the atrocity of the Browns.
No, they put in Dylan Gabriel at the blowout time and he threw a touchdown. So I think that's good for them, I guess.
Next game. Actually, we're gonna say that game. Actually, we're gonna kind of speed through this. Next game, we have the Broncos and the Colts. Colts are 2-0 for the first time in the last, I think it's been 7 years. And Danny Dimes, formerly known as Danny Dimes, now he's known as Indiana Jones. He's looking good so far, man. Looking like AR might be on that bench a little longer. They win this game 29-28. Broncos split their first two games. I will say they killed themselves in this game, man. But I'll let you take it away. What was your thoughts on the game?
Nah, exactly what you said. They killed themselves in that game because the Colts should not be 2-0. Broncos should have walked out with that victory, and that should be it. But now that the Colts are 2-0 and what? Jacksonville's what, 1-1, and
Mhm.
everyone else is 0-2. I mean, that's good for the Colts.
Absolutely. Yeah, Denver's gotta be more disciplined. If they are disciplined and start getting those special team flags, especially at the end of that game, to have a 60-yard field goal go from 60 to 45, you can't have that happen, man. That starts in the weekly practices in the film room. You know you're not supposed to touch that center. You know that. If you play special teams, you know. Teach just from Pop Warner. Leave the center alone. For whatever reason, he couldn't. It just wasn't happening that night. So they deserve to lose that game from being undisciplined. I'm not even mad at it. Moving on. Panthers, Cardinals. I'm gonna let you go. I'm not even gonna say nothing else. The floor is yours, Mr. Carolina.
All right. Bryce Young had me scared first half. Honestly, he had me scared because I was like, nah, he needs to be working at McDonald's. Um, After that, but it's the potential's there because what I saw the second half and for them to bring it back to a close game, I the potential's there, but I don't know, they're missing something. they're missing something, and maybe I overshot my bold prediction a year in advance. Maybe next year's the year of the Carolina Panther winning the division. But right now, I don't know. They're missing something. I think I don't know. It's a lot of these young quarterbacks. You got a lot of question marks on them now. So
It's tough to be a young quarterback in this league if you're not successful early because you'll get thrown by the wayside real quick. Um, I will say Bryce Young has no business throwing 55 times in a game. None. Zero.
well, they gotta see what he can do.
But to run the ball only 19 times is I don't think it's enough. Um Chuba should have got more than 10 carries. Xavier Leggett, please wake up, sir. They need your services. I don't know what the hell's going on with you.
Well, they were
Um,
they were getting blown out pretty much the first half.
yeah,
So
but
they couldn't even run it the second half because they were trying to put up points on the board.
I will say T Mac, he gonna be legit. He gonna be all right in this league. Trey McBride, the old fashioned Mister put up the yards with no touchdowns. Trey Benson looked pretty good. Marvin Harrison was okay. He didn't have to do much. Kyler was a meh. He had to really do much either. The defense kind of took care of business in this game. And the Cardinals are doing exactly what I told them they needed to do. Well, this is it. You got to at least compete for that division title. And we get to at least second place where you could get a wild card game potentially. And so far, so good for them. So I am pleased with what I'm seeing so far from the Cardinals. Next, we have, I believe it's the Chiefs and the Eagles. Let me double check. Yes, Chiefs and Eagles. The tush push game.
Yeah.
I will say, excuse me, if the tush push gets banned, it's probably because of this game. But I'll let you take it away because this is a boring game to say the least.
Yeah, pretty much what you said earlier. The Chiefs stopped the run. They just couldn't stop the tush push. So it was just literally Eagles killing the clock. But I get it, they're defending champs, but to me, I just don't like it. If your offense feels like it feels like it's 95% run. Like that's not even that's crazy. I don't know.
And
I don't like it.
this my thing is I don't mind the tush push because I know people's in the uproar like they need to ban it, this and that. I'm cool with it as long as you calling it fair. Because there's been a couple plays in that game where they did the tush push and the old linemen were off sides. They're jumping the snap count. Call the damn shit. That's it. I don't want to hear. I can't really see the motherfucker. Get somewhere you can see, because they're taking advantage. I'm not mad at them for taking advantage of it, but like Chris Jones said at the end of the game, y'all didn't even run for 100 yards. But like Jalen Hurts said, we got the dub, man. Don't matter. So I'm not mad at that. I think this game was a lot closer than it showed for a 3-point game. I think the Chiefs probably could sneak this game out if Kelsey doesn't figure how to catch the ball in the red zone and give up a pick. Mahomes, if the fact that Patrick Mahomes is leading your team in rushing is a problem. That's a problem. And I don't know for what it is with the NFL gods, football gods, but Lord, whatever they put in that food in Kansas City, in that wide receiver room, them dudes cannot stay healthy. Or everyone on their mama get hurt at wide receiver for that team, man. And people's not making complaint. And I was not. People don't really care if Mahomes and them are struggling because he's been winning so much. People get tired of it, but Mahomes needs help. Now he missed some throws. So he ain't off the hook either. But I mean, you got Hollywood Brown, Rashid Rice, who's looking like your number one to be. He's suspended. Word he's out because Kelsey doesn't know how to damn do a pick. Like, Kelsey's thinking about Miss Taylor and how the marriage is going to be. Like the Chiefs need some help. That's why I said just call Miami up and see what you get for Tyreek. If you gotta give up Worthy or Rashid Rice, so be it.
And go get Alvin Kamara.
And yes, don't get. I love me some Pacheco, but he run angry. He don't run to get to the open space. Like that online, they need help. They need a lot of help. So yeah, as far as the Eagles go, they can get got this year. They're not that team I've seen. It's still early though, so obviously I can be wrong. But from what I've seen these first 2 games, they're not looking like that Eagles team that people's like it's a foregone conclusion.
They're about to get got this week.
Who they play this week again?
Who you think they play?
Oh, nah, they finna handle business against y'all.
Yeah, okay. You're about to see why Puka Nacua is top 5 wide receiver.
I would hope so against them DBs.
Oh, food.
I'm just playing.
Who's back?
20 on and Eugene is nice, man. But
Yeah,
that's what
okay,
they got.
bro. Food.
Yeah, nah. Hey, you got Tay and them boys coming to town, man. You got to handle business. So it should be a fun game. I'm just trolling. Moving on. We had the Monday night game. No, I'm sorry. We had the Sunday night game. Falcons, Vikings. McCarthy gets hurt. He's gonna be out for at least 3-4 weeks. But it honestly didn't matter. That Falcons front four is going to be special. And we said it when the draft ended. The fact that y'all let the Falcons get Walker and Pierce, then you go sign Lloyd. They haven't had a pass rush like this since they went to the Super Bowl run. And I don't know about y'all, but Penix has been looking great. Pitt's been looking like a tight end again. So Bijan looked like a top 3 back as he's been since last year, I believe, or arguing to be a top 3 back, I should say. Falcons look good, man. What was your thoughts on the game?
I mean, it was boring. It was a field goal. It was pretty much a field goal game, back and forth. Then Atlanta just ran it up on them. I mean, Falcons were pretty much just feeding Bijan. Then the Falcons defense was pretty much eating JJ alive. So that was pretty much the summary of this game. Falcons defense, like you said, top notch. So they can easily win that division. Yeah, they lost week 1 against Tampa, but I think when they face Tampa again, they could beat them.
I think so too, but I'm still riding with my Buccaneers.
But with that defense, though, like you don't even need to ask Penix for too much because the offense is still running through Bijan anyways. So
that's true. But I like Tampa only because of the defense, as well as Atlanta's defense is good. But I think Atlanta's front four, if they can show them they can get pressure consistently against a healthy Tampa Bay online, whether we get that or not, that remains to be seen this season. But that's what I'm waiting on. But I'm not mad. I think we said it beginning of the year. These are the 2 teams division to lose or win. So,
I mean,
any other thoughts on this game?
Now we could get into the Monday night game because I'll tell you why I don't like the Bucks. Is that defense because Texans look terrible, but Bucks made them look good for some reason. So I don't know. That's the only thing with the Bucks is that defense. I understand the offense might be the best offense in the league, but you don't want to always put the game in Baker's hands because we know Baker can pull a Baker move and throw a wide open interception.
Now I will say, Ibuka did get hurt. He's questionable to play this week with the groin injury. Also, I think they was playing. They were down two tackles, the left and right tackle. Obviously, one of them being Tristan Wirfs. So that played a huge factor in that. But I agree with everything you said. They can't make games like this close with the Texans. So they gotta play better. They gotta do something with the wide receiver room because Godwin's not back. Booker's questionable. All you got is Mike Evans right now. So take that with a grain of salt. Finally, next Sunday night game, Chargers and Raiders. What was your thoughts?
This is why I can't defend Geno Smith, because what was that? Three three interceptions, zero touchdowns, only 200 yards. The Chargers didn't look good. I the Chargers did what they were supposed to do, but they
Mhm.
didn't look that good. Um, but yeah, Geno Smith pretty much gave them the win because I don't know. The first interception wasn't his fault. Bounced off the receiver, ricocheted into the defender's hands, but the other two were pretty much just arm punts. And with the game even being that close, you can't be doing that.
Absolutely, man. But I think Justin Herbert looked really good against the division rival. Aston Jeanty needs to have more than 11 carries. I think he's going to be just fine. He shows spurts of being having that twitch and that home run ability. So I think he'll be just fine as the season wanes. Quentin Johnson looks like a receiver again, and that's going to be huge for the Chargers. Keenan Allen having the old reliable Keenan Allen back. To your point, you said in the offseason, it's going to help tremendously. And Lamb McCookey is still one of the better receivers in the game coming up and coming. So Amari Hampton is going to be a guy for this team moving down the line. Which leads to the topic of the episode. Is Justin Herbert an early MVP candidate favorite right as of right now?
I mean, yeah, it's been 2 weeks, so probably. Yeah, they're 2-0. It's been 2 weeks. Yeah.
I agree. I was looking back at our top 10 quarterback list. I had him at 10. I had Stroud ahead of him, Baker. And I think for me, it was just more of the expectation. He hasn't been living up to it consistently. I mean, the numbers might say otherwise for the most part, but he's showing a lot. I think having the second year with Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, something that he hasn't had all but maybe 1 or 2 seasons when he first got into the league with Stanley or Staley, whatever his the coach's last name was. My apologies. Having some continuity is definitely showing and helping. So, and he's looking like Justin Herbert of college because he's running a lot more, and that's very good because he can run with the ball. So I never understood why he was never doing that more often in his earlier years when it comes to schematic schemes and all that. But anything else on this game before we move on to the Thursday night prediction?
No.
Perfect. So Dolphins, Bills. Bills are minus 11.5 on Amazon Prime. Who you got?
Bills by like 25.
I got the Bills by 13 or 10. I think it might be closer than we think, but I think the Bills win just because of the division matchup.
Like closer than 13 or 14, or that's the closest it's gonna get.
I think that's probably the closest it will get. Um, but it could very much well look like the Chargers and the Raiders, 22-20-6 type of game. So it can go either way on that. Now we're gonna move into the Sunday games. Packers and Browns. Who you got?
Uh, Green Bay. That's obvious. That's a lock.
I agree. Next we got Colts and Titans.
I think it's the Colts. We get one more week of Indiana Jones, then they start to suck.
I'm gonna play those advocate. I think the Titans get their win, their first win of the season.
Yeah, the Titans can definitely beat them, but I don't know.
Interesting game. We got the battle of the Tigers, the LSU Tigers, I should say. Bengals at Vikings. Jake Browning goes back against his former team that cut him. The last time he played him, he threw for I think for over 200 yards, and they got the dub. So Bengals going up against Minnesota. Who you got?
I got the Bengals.
I got Vikings in this game. I think Carson Wentz does enough to get the job done. Steelers at the Patriots.
I got the Steelers.
I want to pick the Patriots, but the way the Steelers lost and how Mike Tomlin and everyone is, I don't see them losing back-to-back games, especially to the Patriots. So I'm with you. I got Pats losing this game. I got the Eagles next game because I know you're picking the Rams to beat the Eagles. So
Yep.
we don't gotta waste time on that. Jets and Buccaneers.
The Bucks.
I got the Bucks as well. Raiders at the Commanders. Still question mark on whether or not Jaden Daniels is going to play or not. So
Give me the Raiders.
Raiders.
Because I don't think Daniels is playing. Because I mean, if the Raiders lose to Marcus Mariota,
I'm gonna go Commanders on this one.
If they lose to Marcus Mariota, they gotta wrap it up.
Falcons against the Panthers.
I got the Falcons.
I do too. Texans, Jaguars. I'm going Houston this game.
Yeah, I think Texans get their first one.
Broncos against the Chargers, divisional matchup 4 or 5. This is a game I'm going to have to watch.
I think the Broncos won.
I'm going to go Chargers. Saints versus the Seahawks. I got the Seahawks.
I got the Aints. Upset of the week.
All right. Cowboys versus Chicago. I got the Bears.
Well, this comes down to who throws the least amount of picks. All right, so I got the Cowgirls.
Divisional matchup: Cardinals versus the Niners. I'm going with the Niners to win this game. I think Mac Jones has another big game.
Fool me once, can't get fooled again, you know? So the Cardinals are going to pick off Mac Jones like 5 times.
Okay, and then we got the Sunday night game, Chiefs and the Giants. You got the Chiefs?
Yeah, I got the Chiefs.
I'm torn with this game, but I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say for the first time, the Chiefs are going to go 0-3. I'm going Giants. I'm going to go Giants. And the Monday night game, this should be a great game. Lions against the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens for some fact Lamar rarely loses to NFC teams. I think he lost probably once or twice to an NFC team. So with that, I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, this is going to be a blowout. Ravens.
You think they're going to blow out the Lions?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see the other way around too, though. Okay. All right, so that's it for this week's picks. And last topic of the day, college football. We're going to talk about the title. Notre Dame being the top 25 team still, despite their slow start, being 0-2. They moved down 16 spots to 24, right ahead of USC, who was finally ranked for the first time. But Real quick, I'll just read the top 6 teams. You got Oregon at 6, Georgia at 5, Miami at 4, LSU 3, Penn State at 2, and Ohio State at 1. What is your thoughts about Notre Dame being a top 25 team still?
And I know we've been watching football, college football for a long time. We know how the committee is. So are we surprised? No.
Mm-mm.
But should they be there? Probably not. And I get it. They face 2 ranked teams and lost, but nah, I can't. 0-2 when pretty much the rest of the top 25 is all undefeated, minus what, like Bama and someone else. Like, come
We
on.
have Texas, Bama, Tennessee, Michigan. 4 teams.
Yeah, exactly. So 4 teams. At least those 4 teams have wins. like,
Yeah,
I don't
Notre
know.
Dame is
Like,
the only team in the top 25 without a win.
exactly.
Without 2 wins at that.
Exactly. So I don't like it, but I'm not surprised.
I agree with you, man. But I also want to shout out Florida State being a top 10 team in the country. They definitely earned it. I'm assuming UCF lost, or South Florida was it? USF
Yeah.
lost because they're not ranked anymore in the top
Yep,
25.
they drop.
So to your point, they lose 1 game, they're out. But they look at the competition, I guess, and how they lost game-winning drives, and somehow Notre Dame is still an unranked team. So now we got that out the way. We'll see if there's any key matchups for this upcoming week 4 in the college football. We get Utah versus Texas Tech. That should be a good one at 12 noon on Saturday. I'm probably going to roll with Texas Tech to win that game.
Yeah, I got Texas Tech.
Then we got Auburn versus Oklahoma at 3:30. I'm probably going to take the underdog. Can't take Auburn in this game against Oklahoma. And I mean, Michigan plays Nebraska, but I think that should be a win. But I wouldn't poo-poo on Nebraska, actually. Purdue at Notre Dame. North Carolina is going to take on UCF. And is there any other key match? South Carolina is playing ranked Missouri. So hopefully if Celtics can play, that should be interesting. Florida going against Miami. Illinois versus Indiana. And that is it. So that's the schedule. That's some of the key matchups, at least, college football this upcoming week. Really quick before we get out of here, Fernando got Texas winning that game, and he has Oklahoma beating Auburn. So we should see. But that's going to wrap up today's episode. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on the show. Who you have as your way too early MVP candidate favorite? Is Notre Dame a top 25 team? Should they still be there? And are the Packers Super Bowl bound? And also stay tuned because Sunday we're going to be back with wrestling. I know the Grade A Wrestling Podcast it's been a minute since we had the episode, but we'll be back Sunday at noon. So make sure you keep that noti bell on. We're going to be live Sunday at noon with the Grade A Wrestling Podcast right before the NFL football games air to give you guys our reactions on WrestlePalooza, which is this Saturday, AEW this week, and I think AEW All Out's this weekend as well. So
yep, same day.
So we got a lot of wrestling to talk about come Sunday afternoon. So make sure you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay grade A. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Grade A.